life fixers. Hope you're having an awesome day. Okay, ready to understand where you are in space? Now, I know this seems weird, and I know this is extremely abstract, and that's why people have a really hard time with this. But let me first explain why I am using this cognitive function after the previous episode with Julie and David. Julie kept on talking about stepping into a space, walking over this bar, this threshold, coming into the space of where their love was revealed. And that is in a very abstract way. I'm like, people are not going to be able to understand that if they don't even understand their space on where they are in this own world. Now, personally, I've had a very hard time with this. Now, you don't think that you have a hard time with this until someone like me, as the Rappaport, completely totals a car, not by having a truck trucked into them or a massive 6-person car accident. No, there was a big empty parking lot, fully lit and very bright, with a stump, about a nice big round stump, probably about 4 inches diameter, concrete cement. There was actually a space to put in another light. And Esty decides she's just going to drive right into it and total the complete car. Yes, I actually did that a couple of years back when my orientation in space wasn't amazing. It still isn't perfect, but I've been working on it, and I crashed in a car. Now, everyone's like, why are you doing something so stupid? I was like, okay, if I needed to have an accident, I am so very thankful that it happened that way because no one else was in the car with me. It was no other cars. Nobody got hurt. I didn't get hurt besides for the car. So thank God it happened in a really, really nice way. But that was because of my orientation in space. Now, people who have a hard time with this are usually crashing into things like me. I was banging into people, things like that. Dropping things on the floor. This, even on a more basic level, is not knowing your rights and left, or a little bit more than that. If, let's say, this is my right, you have a hard time knowing this is my right because you are facing me. So you think that your right is my right. But it's really the opposite because you're facing me, right? So being able to see the right from someone else's perspective. So actually we have in Life Fix University, we have a whole program just on orientation in space, but it helps a lot also with helping people understand other people's perspectives and getting less into arguments and things like that. So this is what it looks like every day. I'm sure you know someone like that, even if you don't have a hard time with that. Think of when they're setting a table, they always set it backwards on one side of the table. Same type of thing. Same sort of problem. Okay, so how do you get better at this? So really, you have to start by making sure you understand your own rights and lefts, and then understanding the rights and lefts about people around you. And then you could work on the spaces and things around like that. So I'm going to start literally with basics, right and left. You will want to play a game like right turn, left turn. It's a really, really good game because it helps you understand rights and lefts from different perspectives. I know it's a kid's game, but it is really hard for adults also. Or if you don't want to get the game, even though it shouldn't be a big deal for you to be able to get it, just order on Amazon for a couple of dollars, then just play own games with yourself of go around it. Walk down the street, go to a park or go somewhere and just say, okay, what's that person's right? What's that person's left? If they have to turn right, where are they going? Literally just make it a conscious decision that you are going to go on a walk and focus on the rights and lefts of people for a couple of days. Another really good game to help with this spatial of how much space it takes up is called Penguins on Ice. You have to move the ice and different directions that get all the pieces fit in. And it is really, really difficult. When I started playing this game, I literally, I bought it to play with clients, and I literally just sat down for a weekend playing with it because it was so very hard. So look for games that have to do with rights and left or spatial orientation, or create them yourselves. Like I said, walk to a park and just ask, who's this person's right? Who's this person's left? Try to imagine how much space is between here and there. Now, I know I already hear some people. I know people that I speak to. I know life fixers that listen to this podcast are already going to be telling me, but I can't visualize, or I don't know space. That is coming from a fixed mindset. And you are never going to change if you have that. If you want to stay like that, okay, stay with your fixed mindset. But I'd rather you change into growth mindset and say you don't know yet. Add the word yet, so that way you are learning your rights and your left. I don't know my right and left yet. Things like that. Okay. Speaking of fixed and growth mindset, if you haven't taken the assessment for it, go to lifefixuniversity.com/mindset. mindset to find out where your mindset is right now. Do you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? And which one do you default to most? So have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
That's all for this episode of the Life Fix University podcast, but I have a huge favor to ask of you that will not only support the show, but will also help the people you love most. We are striving for 1 million downloads by the end of 2025, and we can't do this without your help. If you love this episode, please share it with 2 of your family and friends so they too can rewire their brains to have an extraordinary marriage. It was awesome spending time with you, and I'll see you on the next episode.